Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit Podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy Stoodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Thursday, the 15th of November, 2018, and this is episode 320. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys.
Mwah.
To all of our returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, nobody introduced themselves in the Ravelry group this week.
Yeah.
But do you want to tell people why they should do that?
You should join our group on Ravelry and introduce yourself in our introductions thread because you'll get a shout out on our next episode and you'll be able to participate in all our owls and giveaways.
That's right. Well, we have a few things to talk about this week. So we probably should get started. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what is on our needles.
So what is on your needles, Dammy?
I still have the same thing I've had for the past couple weeks. I'm hoping over actual breaks like Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'll be able to finish this.
Okay.
But I don't have it with me. It's in my bag.
Oh.
It's the Straightforward Mitts.
I said, oh.
It's the Straightforward Mitts by Monet Drager. It's on US 3s, 3.25 millimeter needles, and the yarn is Penguin Soup Emperor Sock in the Baker colorway.
Cool. So how far are you on it?
Basically just starting the increases for the hand, but it's a tiny mitt.
Yeah. Well, and I guess you're going to get an extra day at home over Thanksgiving break than we thought you were going to have.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be nice. That'll be good. Okay.
So what's on your needles?
Well, excuse me. As very unusual for me, I am only working on one project. But I am only working on one project because I'm participating in Nanny Swimmo, which is National Knit a Sweater in a Month, where you challenge yourself to knit a sweater of 50,000 or more stitches in 1 month. And this is my 6th year to do it. And I am knitting the Granito Sweater by Joji Locatelli on US 2.5 3 mil needles and US 4's 3.5 mil needles using NanoStitch Laboratory Scientific Sock in a one-of-a-kind lab experiment colorway. I have made a lot of progress. Dammy, I have knitted, not counting what I've just knitted today, 50,641 stitches. So I have reached that 50,000 stitch mark. But am I anywhere close to being done?
No.
All right, so here, excuse me, is my sweater. So what I have done is the body stitches are still on a cable, but they've got the stoppers in the ends because I needed the needles. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So at this point in the sweater, you are supposed to be doing the stuff to put the pockets in. But I want to knit my sweater longer than what the pattern calls for. But I need to make sure I have enough yarn. So the yarn is still connected to the bottom of the sweater. I just yesterday picked up this the first arm sleeve. So I've just started on that. So I'm working on the first sleeve. So I'll do both sleeves and then see how much yarn I have left. And then we'll calculate from there how much longer I am going to make it. Because I would like it to be more like tunic length if I have enough yarn.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, I've hit the 50,000 stitch mark. Now I just have to finish the sweater. So, fun times. And that's the only thing I'm working on. Once the sweater is done, I will get back into my normal routine. I'll catch up on preemie hats. I will not catch up on zigzags or English paper piecing. I will just start fresh. And yeah, that is my knitting for this week. But no fear, we have more stuff to talk about, just not in this segment or the next. So let's jump on ahead to the segment after that. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are yummies, Dammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things, things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. Are you wearing a sticker?
Yeah.
What kind of sticker? Is it Ariel?
Yes, you sent it to me.
I thought it looked familiar. Pink Pearl mailed you another card today.
Oh.
A special card.
Does it have her on it?
No. But she wrote in it, and Daddy and I did too. So, okay, Dammy, this is actually your yummy, but I have it.
Yeah. So my lovely mother got me an Ariel Christmas ornament.
Isn't it cute?
Sparkly.
Yeah, very sparkly on the back. Yeah, I was at the store and found it, and it was on big sale, and I had coupons. So, Ariel, fun times. Okay, so I got some really good mail this week. First up, if you've been a viewer for very long, for more than a year, you know of my love affair with the yarn that is West Yorkshire Spinners. And it is made in Yorkshire.
West Yorkshire.
West Yorkshire in Keighley, England. And it is British wool. And it makes me very happy. And it's not easy to get a hold of it here in the US. Until I discovered via one of our lovely podcast viewers that there is a lady in New Hampshire who has a online shop that sells it, and she had this year's Christmas colorway. So West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply, which is 75% wool, 25% nylon. It contains 35% of blue-faced luster. And this is the Christmas Special Fairy Lights colorway. And I got this beautiful thing. So that's how the yarn is going to end up. I didn't get a contrasting toe heel cuff. I just got this. So it's self-striping. And this is a pattern for knitting socks. I won't use it because it is cuffed down with a heel flapping gusset. And that is not my preferred way to knit socks. But I'm thankful for the pattern. And I'm so excited. So Dammy and I will be getting Christmas socks out of West Yorkshire Spinners. And the shop I got it from is called The Woolly Thistle. And I'll put a link to that in the show notes. Yeah, so there is that. The next thing, oh my goodness, my sweet friend Trisha, who is just so freaking awesome, sent me a box. I knew some of what she was sending, but I was completely overwhelmed by this box, which was packed full of chocolate, which we've been eating, which I'm going to eat some more of after we podcast. But this was the very special thing that came. This is the 13th Doctor. She's got earrings. I don't know if you can see them. Earrings. And her beautiful striped shirt with suspenders. And she will be going to live. I don't know if I can move the computer. Do you see right there on the shelf that there is the TARDIS and the 1 through 12 plus the War Doctor. And so Trisha made all of these beautiful doctors for me, and they make me so happy. And 13th Doctor will be going to live over there now that I've showed you on the podcast. Love, love, love. That was not all she sent, though. She said, I have some yarn I'm going to send you. And I was like, cool, okay. It's a lot of yarn. First up, she sent this beautiful sparkly. This is Moonshine Crystal Palace yarns, and it's nylon, kid mohair, wool, and metallic blend. Does it have a colorway name? No, she's got a number. And it is 135 yards to 50 grams. So a very light fingering, maybe even a heavy lace weight. So there's that. We have multiple colors of this self-striping yarn. It's 100% acrylic, so I won't use it for socks. I might use it for preemie hats, or it might end up going in the prize bin to be given to multiples of y'all. She sent this, which is Lion Brand Magic Stripes yarn in the Jelly Bean colorway. It is 75-25 wool nylon blend, 100 grams, 330 yards. So it is a heavy fingering. I might, however, use this to knit the sock arms sweater, so the self-striping for the sleeves. I need to check and see if it is the right yardage. So I would need to get a main color for that. That's not all. Hold on. I'm trying to reach. How cute is this sock knitting book? This is Knit Socks, 15 Cool Patterns for Toasty Feet by Betsy Lee McCarthy. And it has socks such as, well, it's got a really good intro section. And it's got stockinette socks, a starter sock. It's got rib socks, stripes. What else? Clog socks, etc. This might be one, Dammy, that we need to review, and then we can do a giveaway for it after we review it. So maybe once you're home, we'll do that. So that is all the amazingness that my beautiful friend Trisha sent. I was overwhelmed when I got the package. It made me cry because it's so beautiful, and I'm so in love with our 13th Doctor. So thank you, Trisha. You're amazing. Love you. I've already told her thank you, but tell her again. Okay, Dammy, we mentioned in the last episode that Christmas karaoke is coming up. And if you have not been with us through a Christmas season before, starting at Thanksgiving and continuing through Christmas, at the end of every episode after the credits, we sing a Christmas song. And then the episode that is the one right before Christmas, we do major Christmas karaoke, and every segment we sing a different Christmas song. So I had started a thread in the Ravelry group where people were putting suggestions, and I also went back the 3 years that we've done it and pulled all the song names of what we had sung in the past and put that in the thread. So just before we started recording, I put another post in that thread that has a poll of 4 different songs. Y'all vote. When we're ready to record the podcast next week, we'll pick the one that has the most votes, and that will be the first one that we sing. And then each week we'll do another poll to determine what we should sing. So check the show notes for that, or go directly to our Ravelry group, and you can find out there what songs that are possibilities. We have the right to refuse to sing a song. You're not laughing. Do you know what song I'm refusing to singing?
Yes.
We're not going to see Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer. That is like a bad earworm in my head. It's a funny song, but it's a bad earworm, so we're not going to sing that one. Yeah, so check that out and vote. Is there anything else to put into Yummies, Dammy?
Nope.
You were home for the weekend.
Yeah.
And I got to see you again yesterday, too. I had to go over to the doctor in Seattle. So, and you'll be home next week. So I'm going to say here, while I'm thinking of it, I'm not sure what day we're going to record next week, because technically the day we record usually is Thanksgiving Day. But we're doing a Friendsgiving on Friday, so we might go ahead and record on our normal day. It just depends. So watch for a new episode sometime at the end of next week. So, all right. If that's everything, let's talk about our normal stuff. Hashtag Gigi Crafty Pad. What is it, Dammy?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of photo prompts for each month, so you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram.
That's right. And we're continuing with our November prompt list, where being thankful and things around Thanksgiving is prominently featured. There's 5 different days where thankful is the prompt, and every one of those we encourage you to post something different that you're thankful for. And let's see. The December list won't be out next week. It'll be out the week after. So what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
That's right. Here comes the photos. So those are our favorite photos. Great job, everybody. It's never too late to join in. You take a look at the prompts list. Today, for example, when we're recording, the prompt is cold. You interpret that prompt however you want. Take a picture related to it, post it on Instagram, and make sure in the caption you use the hashtag Gigi Crafty Pad, because that's how we find your photos, and yours might get chosen. If you have a private account on Instagram and you are participating in Gigi Crafty Pad, make sure Dammy, who is Dammy's Doodles on Instagram, is following you, because otherwise we can't see your photos. All right, Dammy, do you want to talk about Love and Information since it's continuing this weekend?
Yes, this is the last weekend of shows, actually.
Okay. So tell us what it is.
So Love and Information is the first play of our season at the Seattle Pacific University Theater. And we had our shows last weekend, and this is our second weekend of shows, the 15th through the 17th. Now on the 17th, there's also a 1 p.m. matinee. And so there's a link in the show notes for the Facebook events, and you can buy tickets.
Cool. And you've been working in the costume shop and the box office for this show.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next show that's coming up, you'll be right on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll give you all more information about that. It's not till after the first of the year. But if you're in the area and would like to see Dammy in a play, you can. And then I'm still not sure if we're going to Tacoma this weekend. The husband and I were hoping to go to the Tacoma is for Lovers Artist Craft Fair at King's Books in Tacoma on Sunday afternoon. Still not sure. Hopefully. We'll see. So, yeah. And I think that's everything for Yummies. So let's move on to the next segment.
Now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
What are you reading, Dammy?
So I'm still reading The Power by Naomi Alderman. I'm a little over halfway through.
Okay. And what are you thinking of it this far?
I am enjoying it.
Okay, good.
I don't have to be finished with it until sometime this weekend, because that's when I have to write the reflection on it.
Okay. Alrighty.
And I'm also reading The Glass Scientist, which is a webcomic by Sabrina Kuchengo.
I was just going to say The Power is a much easier read than some of the other stuff you've read this quarter.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm getting emails like, do you want to buy your rental book? Do you want to buy these rental novels? No, I don't want to read them again.
If you did, I'm sure you could check them out of the library. So, Okay, so I assume with the reading you're doing for class, especially, that you're getting your 15 minutes a day in.
Yes.
What am I referring to?
The October, November, December Real.
Wow. So this is a long that encourages you to read at least 15 minutes a day, every day. And I don't care what you read, as long as you're reading, and yes, audiobooks count. So there's a finish line thread in the Ravelry group. You post once and then you edit that post. Minimum amount of information is you need to tell me the date and how that you read 15 minutes. You can be more specific than that if you want to put exact minutes, seconds, hours, whatever. And you can also include what you're reading. Silver Luna, what's her numbers?
2112.
Yes, she always at the end of the month does a really cool pie chart that shows how much of her reading time was each book that she read. So that's really awesome. So there's going to be 2 categories of winners. If you finish at least 88 of the 92 days, so 88 to 92 days, you'll be entered into 1 or more giveaways for any of our ebooks. You'll get a 20% off any of our single patterns coupon code, and you'll get a virtual badge. If you finish 61 to 87 of the days, my earphones are falling out of my ear.
Earphones?
Earphones. Phones. My ears also are very bad. I've got a double ear infection. Yay me. If you finish 61 to 87 of the 92 days, you'll be entered into 1 or more giveaways for any of our single patterns, and you'll get a virtual badge. The hashtag is hashtag GGKRAL18 if you want to post about it. Yeah, and we do plan to continue into the new year. So everybody seems to be really enjoying this a lot. As for what I am reading, I am still reading Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis, along with a friend in a reading club. Not a reading club, a reading book club. The 2 of us chat about it, is what I'm trying to tell you. I finished reading An Altar in the World, A Geography of Faith by Barbara Brown Taylor. Immensely enjoyed it. Oh, it was very, very good. I was telling my friend Mel about it a couple days ago because I think she really would enjoy it. So, and it was an easy read. I think it was like 12 chapters. So, but I really enjoyed it. I'm continuing to reread Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, book number 2 of the series by J.K. Rowling, along with the Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast and the Flish and Flick and All Potter podcast. I read a bunch of stuff by Mary Kay Andrews this last week. I finished Savannah Blues, Little Bitty Lies, Hissy Fit, and The Fixer Upper. They were all just very fun fiction to read. And I just started yesterday reading the 24th book in the Stephanie Plum series by Janet Ivanovich. Book number 25 just came out, and I'm like number 57 zillion on the hold list at the library to get it. Yeah. So I totally did put myself on the hold list for both the large print and the regular print so that whichever one is ready faster, I don't care which one I read. It's not they don't have it available as an ebook through our library for some reason yet, which is weird. So I'll just keep checking on that. I'm super behind on Hallmark movies. I have 3 of those to watch. It's just been a crazy week. But while you were home, we watched a couple of movies. Do you want to talk about them since I'm going to end up talking about everything else?
Sure. So we rewatched Black Panther.
Mm-hmm. Why did we do this?
Because my final for my core beginning freshman class this year is to write a paper on the utopianism of Black Panther. So, but I couldn't attend our final because I had work and rehearsal. So I got permission to just watch it and then write the paper on my own time.
So did you finish the paper? Not yet.
No.
When is it due?
I haven't even. It's due 5 days from now on the Tuesday, but it's going to be so easy because it's only 2 to 3 pages double spaced, and I've got all the notes down already. I just need to actually type it out.
Okay, that's good. That'll be good.
I just haven't made time to actually do that.
Yeah. It's not like you're busy at all with rehearsals and all that jazz.
I'm not.
So.
I'm off book for my play. Need to be off book for my director's projects now.
And how is that going?
It's going.
We definitely are not off book. We have to have our show notes, or we would be totally even more of a mess than we already are. So, do we need to run lines when you're home next week?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. I will get Pink to help you with that.
Okay. Thank you.
Meow meow, Dammy. Meow meow. You say this now. Meow meow. Meow meow.
Yeah,
Meow meow. I know have to be off book. Meow meow.
Yeah, I'm the lead in both of the director's projects I'm in.
Oh, fun. But they're not super long, are they?
No, they're like 10 minutes each.
Okay. That's not too bad. I'm twisting my sleeves all up here. Okay. I hate working on sleeves because since you're connected to the sweater, if you don't pay attention, you end up doing this number and getting it all like this.
Rude.
Which is annoying. Yes. And then what other movie did we watch?
We watched Christopher Robin, and it made me cry.
It made me cry. It was so good. Oh my gosh. I'm planning to watch it again because do y'all know, if you've been around for a while, you know, I have an obsession with Winnie the Pooh. Peter Capaldi voiced Rabbit. So that was kind of fun. Haley Atwell from Agent Carter was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else we would like to mention?
Ewan McHattie
played Christopher Robin as an adult.
Mm.
Yes.
I think pink hair on me.
Pink hair or pink hair?
Baby hair.
Baby hair. Baby is sleeping in your bed right now. Maybe I'll see if I can get her for the beginning of the next segment. So yes, Christopher Robin, it was amazing. 10 out of 10. Loved it. Highly recommend it. I'll be watching it again. All right, let me run through some TVs for you. I finished watching season 6 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, along with the hashtag Buffy Craft Along. Tara died. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it. I was ready for it, I thought, and then I was not ready for it. And I'm like watching the credits and I'm like, oh no, this is the episode. And then I forgot the other really bad thing that happened in the episode that I'm not going to talk about because it's not family friendly. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Death is family friendly?
Death is more family friendly than the other thing. Death is a part of life.
Okay.
It's the circle of life.
Okay, what else?
What else? And Evil Willow. Willow is evil now. So I have one season left to rewatch. I finished watching the Wormwood miniseries. It was intriguing. Some of it was confusing. The son has not been able to move on with his life, and all these, how many years later, 30, 40 years later, his entire life has grown around finding out what happened to his dad. And it was sad. It was sad. What happened to his dad was awful, but it's also awful that the son has not been able to live his life because of being obsessed. So the Hubs and I watched an episode of season 5 of The Flash, an episode of season 10 of NCIS LA, an episode of season 12 of Murdoch Mysteries. They completely ignored the Halloween episode. It's like it didn't happen.
It was a spooky story.
I don't know. I thought they would at least pull it in somehow, and Crabtree would be like, Detective, I need to tell you about this bizarre dream I had on Halloween or something, but they didn't. Criminal Minds season 14. Luke's best friend was murdered, and then he went off the deep end trying to avenge him, and he was demoted and put on desk duty, and we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I'll find out today because I do have an episode to watch.
Oof.
Yeah, it was a rough one. Watching season 14 of Supernatural, season 12 of Big Bang Theory, season 1 of Murphy Brown, season 4 of Blind Spot. Let's see, season 4 of Supergirl, season 7 of Arrow, and then let's come back to the other two that I would like to speak about. Season 4 of Outlander, the episode was called Do No Harm. Claire had to pick the lesser of two evils. But let me tell you about this funny thing that happened. So I had to go to Seattle yesterday on the ferry. And Outlander and Doctor Who are both TV shows that I watch an episode twice before I talk about it with y'all. So I had watched Outlander once, and so I had it on my laptop, and I was watching it on the ferry. And I was trying to think to myself, I want to talk about that she had to make a really difficult decision between two really bad things, but I could not remember the
phrase?
Yeah, but that's not the word I want.
Term?
No. It's not a cliche.
Trope?
Maybe. Anyway, I couldn't remember lesser of two evils. And so for about 6 hours yesterday, I'm running this through my head, trying to figure it out. I finally asked the Dr. Hubbs, and he couldn't come up with it either. He came up with Rock in a Hard Place, which kind of is works, but that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking lesser of two evils. So I'm in bed reading, and the Hubbs had come to bed and was on his phone, and all of a sudden I said, lesser of two evils, and he's like, what? And I'm like, that's the one I was trying to think of, the lesser of two evils. And now you know that my brain works in very weird ways. So it was a tough one. It was a tough one to watch. And then series 11 of Doctor Who, we watched the episode Demons of the Punjab. And this was about Yaz's nanny's history. And this is spoilers, so we warned y'all already, but if you haven't watched it. So these aliens, the doctor thought they were assassins because that is what they had been in previous history. But things had changed, and now these aliens were their mission in life was to be present at the death of people who die alone, so that these people don't have to die alone. And so that's what they were there for, was to be present at the death of Yaz's nanny's first husband, who they were married not even a few hours before he was killed. Mm. So, but it was really beautiful how they were being the witnesses, how they were honoring people who died alone. So, that is everything that we watched. We are very much behind on TV, and we'll get caught up as soon as we possibly can. I've listened to some of my CC's Faves playlist on Spotify, been listening to My Favorite Murder, just actually finished listening to the new episode about 10 minutes before we started recording, listening to Rachel Hollis. What are you listening to, Dammy?
Just some random Spotify playlists and like having pressure on shuffle occasionally.
Yeah, you listened to some while you were home.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we are starting on December the 1st. We are going to be doing Cabin Pressure Advent, and we are going to listen to them in the order they aired, not alphabetical order. Right? So, I can't remember what letters are out of order.
One's in series 2 and 3.
Yeah. So we'd love if you want to join us for Cabin Pressure Advent. It's fabulous. And I think that is everything for this segment, Dammy. Oof. There was a lot to talk about. Alrighty. Well, we still have more to talk about. So We'll be right back. Does Pinkie Pie want to join us?
Okay, so Pinkie,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about the September, October, November Artistic Autumnal Owl.
How do you feel about that, Pinkie? Look at Dammy. Is he Dammy? Oh, you're trying to climb away? Say, I love you, Dammy.
She doesn't care.
Say, Dammy, after the credits is a funny video of me.
I know videos of my baby.
Yeah. Okay. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Pinkie. Say bye-bye. Okay. Bye-bye.
She just like let her flop on the floor.
Well, she was, oops. Hold on. My computer went to sleep. Or not
I
went
can
to
still
sleep.
see you.
The screensaver got turned on.
I could still see you. You didn't break.
Oh, good. No, she was like taking things with her when she was going down. I was trying to grab them as she was going down. So, Tammy, why don't you tell us about this September, October, November Artistic Autumnal Owl?
I would love to. So this started on the 1st of September and it runs through the 30th of November. And it is for any project that you can knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us is related to autumn.
What's the fallback?
You made it in the autumn.
That is correct.
Yeah. So there are two main rules in this owl. The first is that no whips are allowed. Your project must have been started no earlier than the 1st of September and finished by the 30th of November.
Yep.
And as well, each project of at least 20 yards that you finish and post in the Ravelry FO thread counts as one entry into the giveaways. If your project is not at least 20 yards, you need to group it in a single post with other projects that total at least 20 yards.
That is correct. Do you know, I've noticed today on Ravelry, they have added a new feature when we set up a thread that we can choose a no chat feature to where they can only respond by hitting reply to thread instead of replying to individual posts.
Yes, I saw that.
So hopefully that will keep chatter away because some threads don't need chatter. Okay, just thought I'd tell you that in case you didn't know.
Okay, feel free to polydip in other people's alongs as long as it fits in with other rules. That's totally fine.
Yep.
We've got lots of lovely prizes on our screen right now. Thank you so much to all the people who donated them. If you would like to get a closer look at these photos and find the links to the shops where they all came from, you can go to our show notes at geekygirlsknit.com. And if you would like to donate a prize, am I supposed to say this?
We're not accepting prize donations for the Artistic Autumnal Owl, but we are accepting them for the Winter Wonderland Owl that will start on the 1st of December and run through I don't know if next year's leap year or not, the 28th or 29th of February, whichever is the
Next year's
latter.
2019, so it's not a leap year.
Oh.
The ones divisible by 4 are leap years.
Really?
Yeah, so 2020.
I'm going to the calendar to look. Actually, I'm just going to type, when is the next leap year? (2020). You are correct.
Yep, it's the ones divisible by 4.
I had no idea. Well, the more you know. I don't know who taught you. I don't know how you got schooled.
Thank you so much to all the donors of our prizes.
But yes, we are accepting prize donations for Winter Wonderland. Did you tell them how to contact me?
If you would like to donate a prize for our Winter Wonderland Owl, PM Java Pearl on Ravelry or email us at geekygirlsknit@gmail.com.
Correct.
You must be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry in order to participate. And if you'd like to post on social media or tag your projects on Ravelry, there's a hashtag GGKAutumn18.
That's correct.
The thread is going to be locked the morning of the 1st of December. And the winners will be drawn on the next podcast following that. And Next one. And if you are a prize winner, you will have 30 days from the day that the podcast goes live to claim your prize, or you will forfeit it and we'll use it in another owl.
That's correct. So there is a chatter thread in our Ravelry group where you can talk about what you're working on, ask questions, chatter. That is a thread that chatter is allowed and encouraged. But in addition, Dammy, you also give a shout out there to everyone who finishes projects, as well as here on the podcast. So Dammy, who finished projects in the last week?
Another Yarn 9, Crafts Untold, Craft Worker, Deb Knits 2, I Now Hour, Inky Minky 184, Jodadiah, Karenina 4777, Carlene Page, Kirsey S, Knit Live Love, Crafty KB 15, Elma Call, Mamma Mia 64, Masterbox P248, Shirley Knits 123, Silver Luna 2112, Skyly Knits, The Cat Knit, The Fibersmith, Travel Sock, VT Kimmy Kim, Windswept Monique, Yarnsmith Dory, Yarn Taxi Driver, and Yellcat 2.
Great job, everybody. So keep working on those projects. You have just over 2 weeks to get them finished and posted, and you might be a prize winner. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
That's right. So, Dammy, what is this week's question?
This week's question comes from Sarah, who is Crafty Sarah from Pennsylvania. In preparation for NaNoSwemo, you swatched and got the right number of stitches per row, but not the correct number of rows. I understand that for the sweater you are making, it doesn't matter, but what if it did matter? I'm not sure how to solve that.
Well, you know, when I found this question in our thread, I said to self, I don't know how to solve it either. So what did I do? I asked the Google, and the Google told me.
You didn't?
I didn't know how to solve the row gauge issue because it's not ever been an issue for a sweater I've knit. I know what to do if the stitch gauge is off, but not if the row gauge is off. So the interwebs told me that you should try swatching with the next needle size, depending on if you have too many rows or too little rows, whether you do the one that's above or below, because a lot of times that will, changing just by one needle size will still keep your stitch gauge, but it will change your row gauge. So that is something you can try. If that doesn't work, and it's not a sweater like I'm doing where it tells you to knit X number of inches from the armhole or whatever, you will have to do fancy maths that I have not done probably since I was in college. Yeah, which is sad. But it can be done. It can be done. But yeah, the first thing I would try would be to either go up or go down in needle size and see what happens. And that's all I've got to tell you, Sarah. I know it's not a great answer, but that is what the interwebs told me. Yeah, that is what the interwebs have told me. So
I hear pink.
She is eating a mid-afternoon snack or an early afternoon snack.
She's gonna munch.
Yep. So thank you so much, Sarah, for asking the question. I hope I was a little bit helpful. Yes, that clinking that you're hearing is Pink's tags clinking against her food dish. Dammy, if somebody like Sarah did has a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
And we will answer it. If it's time sensitive, we'll answer it as quickly as possible. If it's not time sensitive, we'll answer it in the order that it's asked. All right. Well, we have a review, so we should probably move on to the next segment.
So now we have a review.
What are we reviewing, Dammy?
We are reviewing Pom Pom Quarterly. This is the 27th issue for winter 2018.
That's right. So I have the Pom Pom Quarterly. Dammy looked at it yesterday when I went to visit her at school. I'm going to make myself...
I have the previews on my computer.
Yeah. I'm going to make myself be speaker view so that it's a larger photo of me, or larger video of me so that you can see the pages that I'm holding up from Pom Pom closer up versus Dammy and I being side by side. So as Dammy said, this is the new issue of Pom Pom Quarterly. This is a very special issue because it has the guest editor, Nora, is it Goggin, Dammy, do you think?
Go, yeah.
So I am totally in love with the styling for this. Now, when they released this cover and I saw it, I went, oh my gosh, that sweater is amazing. Wait till you see the rest. So we start with an essay, an editorial piece by Nora, who is the author or the editor of this issue. I want to live in this place where all these flowers are because it's beautiful. So the very first pattern, the cover pattern, is by Nora. It is called Nightingale. It is knit with Quince & Co. Lark yarn. I did not flip back here to the details of it, so let me get that. So she says that it is the ultimate adventure. There's decorated panels of swooping cables pulled from Louis Sullivan's architectural decorations with gathered sleeves that are a nod to voluminous Victorian shoulders. The only sad thing about this one, actually there's two sad things that I think about this one. One is that it's knit in pieces, which I hate seaming things up. So it's knit from the bottom up in pieces and sewn with set-in sleeves and a picot neckline. So here is the sweater.
It's so pretty.
But wait.
Oh, wait, there's more.
There is the front. Look at those sleeves. Look at those sleeves. Those sleeves. So the other sad thing is this only comes in 5 sizes. So it comes from 32 to 48 inch bust circumference, meant to be worn with a 0 to 2 inch positive ease, which means it would not fit me, even if I knit the largest one. And that makes me very sad. Because typically Pom Pom Quarterly is very much wider on their sizes. They fit a more wide range of sizes. So that made me a little bit sad that this is the cover piece and it's not available in extended sizes. However, so this is knit with a worsted weight yarn on US 7s, 4.5 mil, and US 5s, 3.75 mil needles. And again, I've already talked to you about how it is knit. Yes. Okay, then we have a shawl called Sojourner, designed by Zandy Peters. The yarn is Imyak, Baby Yak, and Silk. The inspiration for this is an 1880s textured silk wedding dress trimmed in lace and the late Victorian trend for monochromatic color schemes. So it's brioche, and then textured layers of welts, lace, and a ribbed ruffle edge. And this was inspired by, or it was named for Sojourner Truth, an African-American born into slavery in Nora's hometown. So that was cool. So here is the Sojourner shawl. Very, very pretty. Is there another picture? No. So this is knit in 1 size in a light fingering weight yarn. This drapes so beautifully because it's a 50-50 yak silk blend. Gorgeous. It's knit on US 3s 3.25, US 5s 3.75, US 6s 4 mil needles. Worked from the top down in sections. And she utilizes a piece of waste yarn to mark the stitches picked up in each welt. But if you're comfortable working in knitted welts, she gives instructions for that as well. But that's really cool that she gives you a way to be able to make sure you're doing the right thing. It is a very large shawl, 27 inches tall by 72 inches wide. So it's one of those that you can just wrap around yourself. Next up is Willawood by Caitlin Hunter, knit in Woolfolk Far yarn. This is beautiful. I would love to knit it, except for I would not make it cropped. I would make it longer. And so the inspiration for this is how the Victorians used flowers and plants like we do emojis, and the meaning behind different plants. Willows represent freedom. And so this was inspired by Jane Morris. And so it's a decorated dropped 3/4 sleeve crop fit, and a lightly sculpted neck with color work and bobble detailing. Here we go. I really, really like this. So pretty. Okay, this one does come in 6 sizes. It's a 40 to 60 inch bust meant to be worn with 10 to 12 inches of positive ease. Knit with worsted weight yarn on US 8 5mm needle and US 6 4mm needles. Knit from the bottom up in the round, and then the front and back are separated. Shoulders are finished with a 3-needle cast off. Stitches are picked up around the armhole for the sleeves and at the neckband for the collar. It's beautiful. I love it. I really, really, really would like to knit it and just make it longer. Just keep going instead of stopping it at the cropped. It's got great charts to help you with the color work. Beautiful. The next one is it NIMU, Dammy? N-I-M-U-E?
Nimue.
Way by Cyrilla Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And the yarn is the Fiber Co. Acadia.
Looks so cozy.
What?
Looks so cozy.
It is. It looks really, really cozy. It's a piece that like you could wear with so many different things as a layer. So Cyrilla reimagined a favorite past design. So she took the familiar and ultra wearable silhouette of her timeless Hecla and added cables and braids to enhance the shaping and texture. And Nimue was the enchantress of Arthurian legend and a frequent subject of Victorian artwork. So here it is. That's beautiful. I don't mind that one. This one is cropped because it's meant to be layered. So this comes in 6 sizes, 31 to 46 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And it does say that due to the loose shape of the sweater, the bust measurement given is the back width doubled and does not include the sleeve length. So that's just something to be aware of. This is knit with DK weight yarn on US 5 3.75 and US 6 4mm needles. It begins at the lower back edge. You knit the back and cast off center stitches to form the back neck. And then 2 narrow pieces are knit separately with no shaping. And then you rejoin those 2 halves to form a V neckline. And then knit until the front matches the length of the back to complete the body. And then the sleeves grow perpendicularly from the body with picked up stitches that decrease slowly at first and then with increasing speed. That's a lot of information. I don't want to show the chart, but let me just see if I can show this diagram. So that is kind of like that's what it looks like. Which is interesting because I wouldn't think that something that looked that way would wear the way it wears. So this next one is Osmunda by, how would you say the name?
Bodacia Benair.
Sure. Out of Woolfolk Far yarn. It is worked bottom up with layer upon layer of texture that draws on the jackets worn by cavalry officers and echoed in Victorian civilian fashion.
Cavalry.
What did I say?
You said Calvary, which is where the cross was.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Yes. It's not for the faint of heart.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has a lot of stuff, yo. This is gorgeous. I love it, but I do not want to knit that many baubles. Here we go. Here's some more pictures. Look at all those baubles.
It's so cute.
It is cute, but I don't want to knit that many baubles. The shaping of it is beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, this comes in 5 sizes from 32 1/4 to 48 1/4 inch bust, worn with 2 inches positive ease. So I would not be able to wear this one either, which is sad. This is not typical for Pom Pom Quarterly. Usually they have much wider range of sizes. It's knit with worsted weight yarn on US 6's 4 mil, US 7's 4.5 mil, and US 8's 5 mil needles. Worked in the round from the bottom up to the underarm. Then the front and back are worked separately to the shoulders. The sleeves are worked flat and set in. And then an I-cord is knit separately and sewn on to finish the neck. So that's a very interesting construction as well. Yeah. Wow. And it does have pockets, which is a big plus. The next pattern is the Nonesuch by Veronique Avery. It's knit out of Brooklyn Tweed Arbor yarn. It was inspired by frock coats at an exhibition on the daily life in Napoleon's court. With cables that mimic the iconic tailored seaming and gold embellishments. This is funny. They say, "We hope your aspirations for world domination aren't the cutthroat type, so we've taken a cue from the scarlet yarn and called this cardigan Nonesuch. The vibrant starburst-shaped flower meant sunbeaming eyes in the language of flowers. Flattery of the time tended to vaunt virtuous compliance among women, so we love how the symbolism behind Nonesuch praises those who would somehow break the mold." Okay, so here it is. It's beautiful.
Party.
It's a very nice, just like everyday cardigan. Oh, here's some more pictures of it. I love the moss stitch and the cable detail. It's just beautiful. So this cardigan comes in 6 sizes. It is 37 1/4 to 52-inch bust without overlapping. So that doesn't count the overlapping of it. And it's meant to be worn with up to 10 inches of positive ease. So it just depends on how fitted you want yours. Like this cardigan that I'm wearing right now is big and around me and covered, and that I like that. So so I probably could knit the largest size, and then with the overlapping it should be okay. It's knit in DK weight yarn, US 7's 4.5 and US 6 4 mil needles. Here's one of my pet peeves. It's in pieces, but that is just me. That is just me. That is just me. It's worked separately in pieces from the bottom up. And, oh, look at that picture of it.
Ooh.
Beautiful. It's got lots of, the instructions are very clearly written. It's got good charts. Very well done. This next one, oh, I want it. Christabel by Andrea Rangel, knit in stone wool cormo. So again, this is the theme of the military shoulder detailing. And she made it unapologetically feminine. The structured fabric skims the body with gentle waist shaping for a trim jacket-like effect with softly puffed 3/4 sleeves. Love me puff sleeves. Hello, Anne of Green Gables. So now this one is knitted in pieces because it needs the structure of it being seamed to make it be the kind of fit that is desired for this. It's stunning. It's named after the less famous but equally important daughter of suffragette Emmeline Pankhurst. Emmeline was militant, but Christabel was a blindingly effective organizer and mobilizer of people. She formed the backbone of the suffrage movement, avoiding activities that risked arrest or negative press in favor of a slow but steady forward march. Considered and strategic with every detail just right, Christabel is with you for the long haul. Here we go. Love that detailing. Oh my gosh, how fabulous is that sweater? Oh, love it. All right, let me tell you about it. Now this one, kudos, comes in 11 sizes. What do you think about that, Dammy?
I like it. I just muted myself because there was a C playing right above me.
Oh, okay. So 11 sizes from 33.5 to 63.5-inch bust, meant to be worn with 1 to 7 inches of positive ease. It's knit in a worsted weight yarn on US 4's 3.5 mil and US 5's 3.75 mil. And as we mentioned, it was constructed bottom up in pieces and then seamed, and then the collars and bands are picked up and worked after the pieces have been assembled. It says to create a structured jacket, the gauge given is fairly dense for the yarn. Be sure to choose a yarn that will give a dense fabric at the given gauge and avoid yarns with too much drape or the collar won't stand up. The seamed construction also aids in giving a crisp, hard-wearing structure.
Cool.
Beautiful. And I totally understand their reasoning for doing it in pieces, even though I hate doing it in pieces. But maybe I need to take a class on seaming, and then I would feel more comfortable in my ability to seam up a garment. One of these days. All right, next up we have Galewood by Honor Adams, knit in Madeline Tosh Twist Light. And her inspiration were the Victorian reformers that famously distributed pamphlets to raise awareness. And the one such pamphleter that she chose to focus on is named Josephine Butler, who campaigned tirelessly to dismantle double standards of Victorian sexual morality enshrined in law. She advocated for women's education and exposed widespread human trafficking, as well as the near enslavement of women and children in workhouses and by prostitution. And so they say that they can imagine Victorian pamphleters wearing these simple but stunning gauntlets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
So pretty.
Now, when I first saw this, I was like, I really don't want to braid yarn to make these, but you don't braid it. It is a very cool trick with drop stitches and a crochet hook. Gotta love that. So these come in one size, knit on a fingering weight yarn on US 2's 2.75 mil needles, and they're worked in the round from the bottom up. And then it's got a good description of how you do that center detail. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, next up is, I don't know how to say this one, Dammy.
Ataraxia.
That's the one, by Linda
Marving.
Sure. The yarn is the Copper Corgi Fiber Studio in Jones Street, Worsted. So this was inspired by Carolyn Norton, who descended from a grand but penniless family and was compelled to marry an absolute brute. And her heartrending experiences of spousal abuse and divorce led her to drive parliamentary reforms that established basic legal rights for women. So this long jacket's fitted shape is achieved through a careful arrangement of vertical texture panels and I-cord highlights. It's full of clever ideas designed with a mythic shield maiden in mind, and Carolyn Norton reminds us of the everyday heroines battling among us. So there's the back. Here is a full sweater. I like this sweater. I don't like the bottom part. If I were to knit it, I probably would end it right there. That's just a personal preference. And it's not saying that it's not beautiful. I just wouldn't, I don't think it would look nice on me. I think ending it right there would be a much better look for me than with the bottom piece. But the detail on this is just stunning.
Party.
Absolutely beautiful. Okay, it comes in 6 sizes, 35 3/4 inch to 52 1/4 inch bust, meant to be worn with 2 to 4 inches of positive ease. We haven't said it today, but we've said in times past that we reviewed that I really appreciate that they tell us what size the model is wearing, what her bust size is, and how tall she is, because that gives us better information for figuring out how it would look on me or you or whoever the knitter is. It's knit in worsted weight yarn with US 4s 3.5 mil and US 6s 4 mil needles. Is worked flat in pieces from the bottom up and then seamed. Then the asymmetric lower body has extra width in each side that will be bound off before the tuck is made. Waist shaping is worked at the sides and shoulders are shaped using short rows. Collars picked up and completed using an I-cord bind off. So there's that. Okay, and then by our much-loved Joji Locatelli, this is the Arbor Vitae sweater. How about those tassels?
Ooh.
Tassel-tastic. So, in the language of flowers, the Arbor Vitae cypress symbolizes everlasting friendship, the kind that grows stronger over time. And Joji designed this pattern in tribute to Nora, the guest editor of this issue, who Joji cites as a constant source of inspiration throughout her designing career. She pays homage to Nora's signature cables and thoughtful construction by adorning the upper section with cables enhanced with playful tassels, all arranged in a V formation that references late Victorian women's wear. It's all the best of two trailblazing women knit together forever. So this comes in 8 sizes. Love that. 31.5 inches to 59-inch bust with 0 to 3 inches of positive ease. Knit with fingering weight yarn on US 2.5 3 mil and US 1.5 2.5 mil needles. Work seamlessly from the top down, beginning at the shoulders. The back and front are worked separately and joined at the underarm to work the rest of the sweater in the round. Sleeves are picked up and worked seamlessly in the round with short row sleeve caps. So essentially this is like a pretty basic pullover with a yoke, cabled yoke detail with tassels, which is stunning. And you guys know I love Joji stuff, obviously. I'm knitting a Joji sweater not right this very minute because I'm talking to y'all, but here's another picture of the Joji sweater. Back.
Tassel-tastic.
Tassel-tastic. You know, if you wanted to do something really cool, you could do the tassels in a contrasting color, or you could do the whole yoke and tassels in a contrasting color and then do the rest of the sweater in a different color.
Yeah.
So you could do like the yoke and the tassels in like a semi-solid and then do the rest of the sweater like in a variegated. That would be really, really, really awesome. Okay, and then after that, we have an article by Anna Maltz called Yarn Forward, looking to the past for inspiration, but we're always being selective. Past and the future are fantasies of different sorts, filtered and shaped by the present. They provide a rich scene for inspiring knitting and how to wear our creations. But those dreams are always more of a reflection of current realities and desires than they are about a time past or to come. So there's a nice essay by her with a beautiful drawing. And then we have an interview with Nora. And look at this art. It's absolutely stunning. So an interview with Nora and about her inspirations for this. Obviously, we have all the patterns that we've already gone through. The recipe for this issue is called Cabled Comfort. It is a loaf of challah bread, which is a braided bread. And I've had challah bread before, but I have never had it this way. They use white milk and dark chocolate. So they separate the dough into 3 pieces and put white in one, milk in one, and dark chocolate in the other, and then it's braided together. And it sounds amazing.
Ooh.
Look at that. Oh, my goodness gracious. And then we have information about the contributors to the issue. We have the yarns, and we have the end. Okay, Dammy, I'm going to take myself off speaker view. How do I do that? How do I unpin video and go back to gallery view? There we go. So that was Pom Pom Quarterly, issue 27, winter 2018. What was your favorite pattern, Dammy?
The first one.
Yeah. I really, really love it. I just wish it was in a larger size. So the Nightingale.
Nightingale.
I really liked that one. Really liked the Sojourner. The Willawood, I would love to making it longer, so it's not a crop sweater. Loved this. I loved almost everything in here. I would knit, other than the fact that there's things that like tons of bobbles, or my issue with seaming. Loved Christabel. They just knocked it out of the park. This issue is just amazing. So I give it thumbs up. My only complaints are the lack of range of sizes in a couple of the patterns, and just my personal pet peeve about seaming sweaters. Mm-hmm. So I give it an 8 out of 10 stars. Yeah. What do you think?
Yes.
All right. That was Pom Pom Quarterly. Disclaimer, we purchased this to review. We are in no way associated with Pom Pom. We just love it and want to talk to you about it every time it comes out because it is so awesome. All right, let's move on to the next segment. And that's the end of the show. Yay. We made it. Okay, so Dammy, a couple of weeks ago, we reviewed D. Marie Prokop's brand new YA fiction book called The Good Shepherd, and we had a giveaway going in our Ravelry group for 2 copies. So what I'm going to need, so I locked the thread, and I used Siri and said, give me a random number between 2 and whatever, and it gave me the numbers. So if you are one of the winners, if you would like the ebook, I need your email address. If you would like a signed physical copy, I need your full name and mailing address. So PM that information to me, Java Pearl, when you see this. So Dammy, who are the 2 winners?
Post number 11, Falling Star 12, and post number 9, Blue Flame 0.
Yes. So congratulations, Falling Star 12 and Blue Flame 0. PM me, Java Pearl, with email address or full name and mailing address, and I will get that information to Marie so she can get your prize to you. You have 30 days from the day this podcast goes live to claim your prize, or you forfeit it. Some announcements. One is a reminder about in 2019, we'll be part of the Great Podcaster Craft Together. There's a Ravelry group. You can get the link in the show notes. The Indie Gift Along is coming up. It will be starting a week from when this podcast goes live on Friday, the 23rd of November. So from 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time on Friday the 23rd through Thursday the 29th at 11:59 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time, tons of indie designers are discounting between 10 to 20 of their patterns, 25% with the coupon code, all lowercase letters, gift along, and then the numbers 2018, gift along 2018. And then starting on the 23rd again, and running through the 31st of December at midnight U.S. Eastern Standard Time, there's going to be fun games, contests, and 8 alongs that'll help you get your holiday knitting and crocheting done with companionship and fun. So you should go join the Indie Gift Along group and be watching for, there's lots and lots and lots of designers who are discounting their patterns with that coupon code. Dammy and I picked 20 of my patterns. Dammy's unfortunately not able to participate because you have to have at least 10 paid for patterns available, and I think you have 9. So next year. So 20 of my patterns will be available for 25% off with the coupon code GIFTALONG 2018. And then just a reminder that we're going to be doing 31 days of Christmas starting on December 1st. And for each of the 4 weeks, a category of patterns will be available at a discount. And then the last few days of December, the ebooks will all be available at a discount. So stay tuned for that. We will have more details for you in the next couple of weeks, but just wanted to tell you about it so you can know to be watching for it. Any other announcements, Dammy?
I don't think so.
That was a lot of announcements. Okay, so we'd like to say a humongous thank you. We love you guys. You're not doing your heart.
Hold on, I can't see myself. I had it minimized.
Oh, there we go. to everyone who supports the podcast, no matter how it is you do that. But a humongous thank you to those of you who support us financially, because it does cost money, unfortunately, to do a podcast. There are 3 main ways you can support the podcast financially. The first and main way is Patreon, which is a site where you pledge a certain amount of money each month to your favorite creatives, and you earn rewards based on the level you donate at. Yeah. So, Dammy, if somebody wants to find out more about Patreon or wants to sign up, where do they go?
Patreon.com/geekygirlsnet.
That's right. The second way is?
There's a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
That's right. And thirdly, we are Amazon.com, .co.uk, and .ca affiliates. If you go to our website and click on the appropriate Amazon image in the sidebar or in the show notes itself, which will then take you to Amazon, and then you do your shopping, we'll get a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you would be doing anyway. So, Dammy, why don't you tell them where they can find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsnet.com, and there are the links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Raspberry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. Well, with that, we're going to tell you goodbye. Stay healthy. Take care of yourself. All this crud is going around, colds, flu, ear infections, all that. So make sure you're staying hydrated and getting enough sleep and all those lovely things like that. So we will be back with you next week. Again, I'm not sure exactly what day the episode will drop, but sometime at the end of the week, just depending on when we get to record. And we will then talk to you then next week. Happy knitting, and have a great rest of your week. Bye.
Do you have songs for your cat people? Oh, wow.
Pink, is something special happening today? Do you know what it is? Is your Dammy coming home?
Oh my goodness.
Is your Dammy coming home?
You've been sleeping on her bed. Yeah.
Are you happy her coming home? Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to put you